Om Yajnanandimirantasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON Bulla official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 78th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, which relates how Lord Krishna killed Dantavakra. As we have discussed earlier, last chapter, the Lord killed not the last chapter, but previous, that in 74th chapter, the Lord killed Shishupala and the Dantavakra. These are the two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, Jaya Vijay. We have discussed it earlier. So here, the Lord will kill this Dantavakra and his brother Viduratha. And in this chapter also we will hear how the Lord visited Vrindavan and how he sent those gopis to the spiritual world. That is not mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, but from other sources, as I just say. And also here in this chapter we will see Lord Baladeva will kill Romarsana Sutta. Intent upon avenging the death of his friend Salva, Dantavakra appeared in the battlefield with club in hand. We have discussed how the Lord killed Salva. So Dantavakra came. Lord Krishna took up his own club and came before him. Dantavakra then insulted the Lord with harsh words and struck him a terrific blow on the head. Without budging in the slightest, Lord Krishna bludgeoned Dantavakra's chest, shattering his head. Dantavakra had a brother named Viduratha, and he became distressed at Dantavakra's death. Taking up his sword, Viduratha confronted Sri Krishna, but the Lord cut off Viduratha's head with his Sudarshan disc. Lord Krishna then visited Vrindavan for 2 months, and finally he returned to Dwaraka. So there is still a place called Datiha in Mathura, which shows that the Lord killed Dantavakra there, and thereafter he visited Vrindavan. Restated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 78th chapter, text 16. Evam Yogeshwara Krishna Bhagavan Jagadishwara Yate Pasudustinam Nirjito Jayati Disha. In this way, Evam Yogeshwara Krishna, the Lord, is a master of so many potencies, mystic potencies, and he is Bhagavan, he is Jagadishwara. He is full of all 6 opulences, and he is also the controller of all the whole universe. Ahiyate pasudushrina, but those whose brain is so dull that they couldn't see, they say the Lord is defeated by others, just like Jarasandha. The Lord ran away from the battlefield. We have discussed it earlier. So in the purport, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Nanda Gopadaya Sarve Janaha Putra Dharadi Saita Vasudeva Prasadena Divya Rupadhara Vimana Arudha Paramang Vaikuntham Lokamavapu. The Lord stayed for 2 months and then sent those Brajavasis with a Viman, a aeroplane, celestial aeroplane or transcendental aeroplane, to all the gopis and Brajavasis to the spiritual planet. And they got their spiritual bodies, Divya Rupadhara. And also, Masadvaya Subhasasaha, he stayed there for 2 months. That is not mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. When Lord Baladev heard that Pandavas and Kauravas were about to go to war, in order to remain neutral, he left Dwaraka on the pretext of going on pilgrimage. The Lord bathed in sacred places such as Prabhasa, Tritakupa, and Bisala, and eventually he came to the holy Naimisaranya forest, where great sages were performing an extended fire sacrifice. While being worshipped by the assembled sages and offered a seat upon earth, the Lord noticed that Romaharshana Sutta, sitting on the speaker's seat, had failed to stand in deference to him. Greatly angered by his offense, Lord Balaram killed Romaharshana by touching him with the tip of a blade of kusa grass. Such is the potency of the Lord. Actually, he delivered Romaharshana. The assembled sages were disturbed by what Lord Baladeva had done, and they said to him, "You have unknowingly killed a Brahmana. Therefore, even though you are above the Vedic injunctions, we request you to set a perfect example for the general populace by atoning for this sin." Then Sri Baladeva, following the Vedic maxim that one's son takes birth as one's own self, granted to Romaharshana's son, Ugrasava Sutta, the position of speaker of the Purana, and in accordance with the sage's desires, he promised Ugrasava a long life with unfailing sensory capacity. So we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from this Ugrasava Sutta. Wanting to do something more for the sages, Lord Baladeva promised to kill a demon named Balvala, who had been polluting their sacrificial arena. Finally, on the sage's advice, he agreed to go on a year-long pilgrimage of all the holy places in India. So in this way, Acharyas quote from other Puranas that the Lord visited Vrindavan and stayed there for 2 months and sent the Vrajavasis to the spiritual world. So this is the most confidential pastimes of the Lord, and this is not generally known to others. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to our discourse, and we request you to kindly subscribe, share, and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare